If you ignore this, God warns that you will weep for the rest of your life. I am tired of the repeated attempts I have made to contact you. You have just 10 seconds to make a decision. Kindly avoid from skipping. Listen carefully, God, because your presence at this time is not a coincidence. I am addressing you personally, and the decisions you do in the following moments will have a significant impact on the events of your life in ways you are not yet aware of. This is not a terrifying prospect. This is about the truth, and I am presenting a vital problem that you must not ignore. If you remain vigilant and listen with an open heart, you will get a gift that will change your path, protect you, and deliver the blessing you have been expecting without your knowledge. If you are convinced, kindly type Amen. The time to make a decision is now, not tomorrow or later. I'm putting it plainly. You've been feeling a spiritual tug, a subtle voice that keeps wanting to connect with you. This voice is mine. I've been reaching you in a variety of ways, including your thoughts, problems, and times when you felt like something more substantial was trying to guide you. However, you continued to postpone, figuring that there would always be more time and that you might return at a later point when things were less hectic. You must understand the significance of this warning, since it is more than just a collection of words. I'm not threatening you when I say you'll cry if you miss this. I'm sharing my pain about ignored guidance and missing intent. This is one of those moments in life when a door opens but does not stay open permanently. If you leave right now, you are not only dismissing my words, you are also rejecting the route I am attempting to show you, which leads to serenity, clarity, and protection. Please take a moment to show your support by liking this video. This action is significant. It expresses your willingness to accept the item I am providing to you. At times, you've felt tired, confused, and even disconnected, and you've been baffled as to why things haven't gone as planned. In actuality, I was attempting to redirect you rather than punishing you. Every delay you encountered was not a rejection, but a redirection. However, you resisted the change because it failed to meet your expectations. I am now making this clear because I do not want you to keep going in circles after I have already set a path for you. To confirm, type yes. An upcoming event requires your attention, obedience, and trust. It is not cause for concern, yet you must approach it with the utmost seriousness. It is hard to continue ignoring the indicators and believing that issues would resolve themselves without your intervention. I am presenting you with advice, but it is up to you to decide whether or not to follow. I do not compel you to take any action. Instead, I invite you to join me. Your heart is currently undergoing a delicate examination. It is not a conspicuous challenge or a noisy storm, but simply a simple decision to heed or disregard. Many people fail at this stage because they believe it is insignificant. Nonetheless, here is when everything begins to change. The tiniest acts of neglect can cause the deepest sorrow, and the smallest actions of obedience can open the largest doors. I am aware of the challenges you have faced and the burden you wear, which no one else fully understands. You have maintained your resilience over time, despite internal emotions of vulnerability. I've been at your side through it all, even when you didn't notice me, and you've persevered when you wanted to give up. I have never abandoned you, and I am not about to do so. However, you must pay close attention to ensure your comprehension. My patience is not endless in the way you perceive it to be, and your time to act is not infinite. Opportunities are ephemeral, and I present something to you because the timing is right. If you ignore it, your path will change, and you may come to regret not listening to it while you had the chance. No, your presence here is not accidental. You were brought here because there is a message you need to hear and receive. You sought clarification, answers, and a sign, and you have now received them. The question is not whether I'm speaking. The query is about your readiness to answer. There is a benefit that has been withheld from you, not because I want to deny you, but because you were not ready to accept it. The goal of that preparation is not to be faultless. It refers to alignment. It is your decision to put your trust in me, even if you do not fully understand the acts I am taking. When you follow my guidance, events begin to develop in ways that would be impossible to achieve on your own. You are tired because you have tried to control the result and resolve everything on your own. It was not intended that you carry everything on your own. You were meant to accompany me. Put your trust in me, and let me take you along the route that has already been mapped out for you. Do not pass up this opportunity, as many others have. Please refrain from scrolling. Please do not dismiss this subject. Avoid telling yourself that you will return at a later time. This is the time that matters. Later is not certain in the way you believe. The actions you make now will have a long-term impact on your experiences and the gifts you receive in the future. I mentioned that you just have a limited moment to make a decision because hesitation has been one of the most major difficulties in your life. You keep waiting for the perfect lucidity, time, or sensation before acting. However, it is critical to understand that progress and breakthroughs are rarely easy. In situations like this, you are faced with the duty of making a decision, and you must decide whether to continue to trust me or withdraw once more. To receive blessings, dial the number 777. You have already been given opportunities, and I have communicated with you in a way that is more subtle, quiet, and easier to ignore. I gave you time, distance, and patience while you tried to handle the situation on your own. However, I am now talking more directly with you since you have reached a stage where continuing in the same manner will only lead to further frustration and regret. I am inviting you with urgency because I do not want this to happen to you. You've been avoiding an issue that, at its core, requires change. It could be a decision you've been putting off, a course of action you know isn't right for you, or a step you're scared to take because of the uncertainty. I understand your hesitancy and worry, yet I implore you to have faith in me beyond what is obvious. The path I am leading you down is not intended to harm you. Rather, it is intended to liberate you. Your spirit is at a crossroads, despite the fact that everything appears to be the same. There may not be any immediate changes, yet a transformation is occurring within you. This adjustment is intended to prepare you for the future and requires your cooperation. It is hard to continue using outdated patterns while anticipating fresh outcomes. You must be willing to give up whatever that is, no longer in line with the life I am providing for you. You've been carrying an emotional burden that has slowed your growth more than you realize. Your decisions have been influenced by earlier disappointments, mistakes, and hidden concerns that you are unaware of. I urge you to break free from that cycle, since it is not your destiny to be trapped in the past. Your history does not define your future unless you let it to. You have an inner strength that you have yet to fully accept. You've caught glimpses of it at difficult times when you felt obliged to persist. That resolve did not come from thin air. It came from me and is still within you at this time. I urge you to recognize it and have faith in your ability to accomplish more than you have previously allowed yourself to believe. If you believe in God, enter the number 222. You are not expected to finish all tasks simultaneously. You are being asked to take a clear and conscious step in the direction I am exhibiting. While the action appears minor, it is significant because it disrupts the delay pattern. When you act in obedience, even in small ways, you create momentum that causes everything around you to move. Please refrain from letting skepticism drown out my voice. Throughout your life, doubt will try to weaken your feelings, and convince you that the present moment is insignificant. It will advise you that you are free to wait and that there will be no repercussions if you ignore this. Although skepticism does not understand what I see, it is oblivious of the arrangements I have made for you. If you give in to doubt, you will continue in the same situation, perpetuating the patterns from which you have been seeking to break free. I am not asking you to be perfect. I'm requesting your willingness. Willingness facilitates transformation, allowing me to intervene in your life in ways that you are unable to achieve on your own. When you choose to respond to me, you are not only making a decision, you are also aligning yourself with a larger purpose than any plan you may have. You've had situations where an inner voice told you that you were meant for more. Those occurrences were not delusions. They acted as reminders of the course I had set for you. However, each time you ignored that sense, you moved more away from the experience you were meant to have. I'm now returning to that point, giving you another chance to make a different decision. This is not about giving up anything. Rather, it is about gaining clarity, peace, and direction. Even if it is familiar or comforting, what you leave behind is what has kept you from going forward. The environment in which you enter will promote your growth, fortify you, and bring you closer to the life you have desired. You are not the only person going through this. Even if you don't understand what's going on, I'm with you and offering step-by-step advice. You are not obligated to follow the complete road. Rather, you must be confident in the next action. This trust serves as the foundation for all subsequent events to appear in the proper manner and at the appropriate moment. Pause right now and think about what you've been avoiding. Do not rush to pass this. Avoid diverting from it. Be honest with yourself, as I've already discovered the issue. Once you realize it, you may begin the process of change, which is the first step toward transformation. I do not wish to burden you with this terminology. Rather, it is meant to stimulate you. Your vitality and calm have been sapped as a result of your uncertainties. The lessons, the delays, the struggles, all of it has shaped you into someone who is willing to make a different decision. Do not waste that preparedness by resorting to previous practices. This is your chance to begin a new journey. You are already aware of the life pattern that has to be disturbed. It is the cycle of starting and stopping, of feeling inspired for a short time and then returning to a condition of reluctance. You have allowed fear and uncertainty to stymie the progress you plan to make. This has resulted in the delayed arrival of bounties that were scheduled to enter your life. It is not that I withheld them. Rather, you deviated from the path before they could reach you. To claim miracles, type 1010. It is critical that you understand that your persistent adherence to my counsel is the key to opening previously locked doors. It is not a matter of achieving perfection. Rather, it is about being connected to my guiding even when things feel uncertain. By choosing to remain, listen, and act, you create an unstoppable road for change. This is the difference between those who remain stationary and those who progress toward the preparedness that I have described. You've been swamped with distractions that have taken your focus away from what's genuinely important. These distractions were not always obvious or harmful, yet they took your focus away from your personal development. There has been a calm sense that something more awaits you, and you have felt it as time passes. That sensation is genuine, and it is coming from me, serving as a reminder that you are not meant to stay in your current circumstances. There are people and circumstances in your life that do not align with the path I am guiding you in. This does not imply that you must refuse all those in your surroundings. Rather, it requires that you raise your consciousness. Every opinion should not affect your decisions, and not every voice is worth listening to. I ask that you pay greater attention to my directions, as they will not lead to any regret or confusion. you have accidentally challenged your worth. Every time you doubted your ability to advance, every time you convinced yourself that you were unprepared, you limited the impact I could have had through you. I did not create you to be uncertain or apprehensive. I provided you with the ability to grow into the person you were created to be, as well as with purpose and tenacity. If you believe in Jesus, enter 1212. There is an important topic that I need you to fully know. The discomfort you foresee is not due to your commitment to me. Ignoring me is the cause. The sorrow you would feel is not because I asked too much of you. Rather, it is the result of your failure to act when you had the opportunity. That is why I am speaking with urgency, as I am determined to keep you from suffering. I want you to feel confident as you move forward, knowing that you are being guided and protected. Although it may appear like you are behind, this is not the case. Everything has unfolded in a way that has prepared you for this moment. The delays you experienced were not a waste of time. Rather, they aided in the development of your viewpoint and provided you with the required knowledge. Now that you've reached this point, you have a better chance of changing your direction. I see your potential in ways that you haven't yet realized in yourself. I am aware of your potential and the impact you can make on your life if you work with me. You have compromised your mission by hiding portions of yourself out of fear or uncertainty. I challenge you to break free from that constraint and embrace a more robust and confident version of yourself. It is not impossible for you to perform the activity I have requested. The experience may be strange, yet it is within reach. Your criteria are completely adequate. The only thing missing is the will to proceed. After you've made that decision, you'll notice a progressive sequence of occurrences that will indicate that you're on the right track. It is vital that you stop waiting for things to be perfect before taking action. Obedience is required, not perfection. You create an atmosphere for growth and transformation when you respond to me, even in tiny ways. That is how revolution begins, not in grandiose, dramatic events, but in simple, confident decisions. When you unite with me, you will experience a peace that is beyond anything you have ever felt. It is not dependent on circumstances. Rather, it is dependent on the belief that one is moving in the right direction. You have the ability to reach peace. Nevertheless, you must overcome your hesitation and take action. You have been given with numerous clues that indicate that a change is required. You've felt it in moments of solitude when you've paused to consider your existence. Those occurrences were not arbitrary. They were opportunities to change your trajectory. I am making it even more explicit because I do not want you to overlook the obvious. This occasion should not be overlooked. It may appear to be just another message or voice, yet it is much more than that. It is a watershed moment that has the ability to change the path of your life in ways that will become clearer as you develop. The decision you make right now has far-reaching consequences. You are able to make this decision. You are capable of accepting the instruction I am giving you. You are not unprepared, not vulnerable, and not alone. I am at your side, guiding, fortifying, and directing you to a better option to the one you have been holding to. You are silently fighting change and attempting to preserve your existing expertise. It directs you to stay in conditions that do not bring satisfaction, even if they are foreseeable. This reluctance has kept you from breaking free from habits that no longer serve you, patterns that have depleted your energy and blurred your perspective. You've had times where you knew something needed to change, but ignored your feelings because they were uncomfortable or inconvenient. I am now resurfacing those realities, not to burden you, but to free you. You have tolerated a certain area of your life despite knowing that it is not right for you. It could be a scenario, a habit, or a style of thinking that has hampered your progress. You expected it to transform naturally. However, you recognize that you must make a decision. Making that decision may be difficult, but it is necessary for you to move forward. It is critical that you understand that I am not proposing that you surrender any important assets. What I am proposing is that you let go of the silent hindrance that has kept you from reaching your greatest potential. Occasionally, what appears to be familiar is not meant to last, and the process of letting go is an essential part of transitioning into something more substantial. You are not being denied a good thing. Rather, you are being directed to a better one. Even while you listen, a sense of fortitude emerges within you. It is subtle, but genuine, and it is the outcome of your commitment to living in the present moment. Every second you choose to stay here strengthens your relationship with me. That connection is what will give you the confidence to take the measures you've been avoiding and guide you through the changes ahead. Please enter 333 to validate your strength. You've spent too much time doubting yourself and underestimating your skills. You made the mistake of comparing your journey to that of others, assuming that you are either lagging behind or not accomplishing enough. However, your trip is not meant to be the same as others, and the events in your immediate area do not dictate your time frame. I've been impacting your life in subtle ways, preparing you for the trials ahead. You will soon be obliged to act, and you must not hesitate when that time arrives. The preparation you are presently receiving is intended to help you make decisions. It will be obvious to you, not because it is easy, but because a part of you will see that it is the right course of action. As a result, it is critical that you maintain contact with me in order to recognize the moment it arrives. You are not meant to be confused. Confusion happens when you try to manage all elements of your life without following my guidance. Even if the full picture is not yet evident, aligning with me causes things to make more sense. Clearness cannot be compelled. It is the result of obedience and confidence. You have been given the option to redirect your trajectory. This is not a fresh start. It is about changing your priorities and making future decisions. The past cannot impact the future unless you allow it to do so. Listening and responding in the current moment is the first step in deciding on a new direction. Once this step is taken, doors will open for you. They are not arbitrary possibilities. Rather, they are congruent with the path I have set for you. However, if you continue to cling to what appears to be secure but is actually holding you back, those doors will remain closed. Movement is necessary, and it starts with a decision. You've been expecting confirmation, a sign that you're on the right track. This is the sign in dispute. It may not appear like you expected, yet it is just what you need at this time. Do not dismiss anything just because it is clear or does not satisfy your expectations. Many times, the most important advice is given in the most discreet and direct manner. Although you may have felt isolated throughout this process, you are not alone. I was at your side through every obstacle, every moment of doubt, and every time you pondered giving up the fight. I've witnessed your dedication, determination, and desire to advance. I now want that you accompany me on the next phase, not autonomously, but under my supervision. Everything you need is already within reach. You are not inadequate in any way. Rather, you are being asked to use your present resources in a creative way. That is how development occurs. It is achieved not by anticipating the appearance of something new, but by making use of what is currently available. This is not a moment to be taken lightly. It represents a watershed moment, a crossroads, where you can change your course and move forward towards something bigger. You have been given the opportunity, direction, and awareness. The decision is now yours. Your heart has been burdened by a weight that you have been unable to fully express. It appeared during quiet times, when you were alone and your ideas became more candid and prominent. The goal of that weight was not to stay with you indefinitely, but rather to capture your attention. It was a signal that something needed to be handled, something needed to change, and something required your strength. If you believe that change is occurring, please enter 555. You have been transporting stuff that were never supposed to be with you for such an extended duration. Old anxieties, unsolved hurt, and even words spoken over you have forced you to question your worth. There is a version of yourself that you have not fully accepted. That version is neither distant or unachievable. Rather, it is closer than you may imagine. It awaits your decision to overcome the roadblocks that have slowed your advancement. Every time you choose to trust me and believe in yourself, you get closer to being that person. You must stop psychologically repeating the past as if it still has control over your present. While it is difficult to change the past, the decisions you make today have the ability to profoundly influence the future. You have more influence than you realize, not over the external environment, but over your own responses and judgments. That is the foundation of your authority. There are habits in your life that have gently limited your growth. Although they may appear insignificant, they have formed patterns that have kept your position stable over time. I'm presenting you with these behaviors at this moment to help you notice them and begin to change them. The first step is to become conscious, but action leads to transformation. Enter 888 to acquire fortitude. You've been more resilient than you realize. Despite the fact that you have faced situations that may have destroyed you, you continue to exist, strive, and aspire to a better life. That tenacity did not come from nowhere. It was the fruit of my efforts within you. And that same fortitude is now available to you as you implement the actions I have requested. Don't be afraid of change, even if it makes you uncomfortable at first. Growth needs movement, which inevitably introduces an element of uncertainty. However, the ambiguity is not designed to harm you. Rather, it is meant to enhance your perspective. By joining a new setting, you allow yourself to grow beyond the limits that previously limited you. Although there is a sense of urgency in the information I am presenting, it is not designed to rush you into confusion. Rather, it is intended to bring clarity and concentrate on the issues that are genuinely vital. You have spent an inordinate amount of time on pursuits that do not assist your development. Now, I urge you to return to the most important areas of your life, the things that will move you forward. Despite the fact that situations may appear to be beyond your control, you have been allowed the ability to choose your own course of action. That decision is far more potent than you may expect. Every decision you make either moves you closer to the life you were meant to live or keeps you stuck in the habits you've been working to break. That's why this moment is so important. There will be people who are unable to understand the changes you are adopting. They may question you, distrust you, or even try to reintroduce you to your previous routines. However, it is critical that you stay focused on the course of action that you are certain is in your best interests. I am illustrating that not everyone is meant to take the same road, and not everyone will be able to recognize it. You are preparing for an event that requires a stronger version of yourself. The person you have been is insufficient for the route you are taking, and this is not a condemnation. Rather, it is an invitation to personal growth. I am converting you into someone who can handle more responsibilities, complete more chores, and receive more information without feeling overwhelmed. It is critical that you build a deeper sense of self-trust. Not the version of yourself driven by anxiety and doubt, but the part of you that is connected to me. Even when your mind tries to overthink it, that part of you is aware of what is right. Listening to your inner guidance will offer you with clarity that is not based on external viewpoints. On the other side of this decision, you'll find peace. It is not the peace that emerges from everything being perfect. Rather, it is the tranquility that comes from knowing that one is going in the right way. Despite the uncertainty of the situation, the calm will serve as a reminder that you are not alone. This is not just another juncture in your life, it is a watershed moment. You have the opportunity to make alternate decisions, conduct differently, and go forward with purpose rather than reluctance. This judgment is the outcome of the information I have provided to you. You've been in a secret struggle between the acts you know you should do and the ones that are more convenient for you. This conflict has sapped your energy and left you feeling unsettled. You've felt it on several occasions, the internal strain that occurs when you're not completely aligned with the route you're supposed to take. I urge you to leave that conflict and reach a condition of decision-making in which you may move forward with clarity rather than confusion. If alignment is selected, type 999. It is critical that you understand that keeping unchanged will cost more than making any type of change. True tranquility is not the comfort you want. It is only transitory relief that keeps you from tackling the important challenges. Alignment is the source of true peace. It is the knowledge that one is heading in the right direction. I am currently offering you with that, not temporary relief, but lasting clarity. There are areas in your life where you have settled, not because you wanted to, but because you were apprehensive about taking the next step. Although you knew there was more to come, you convinced yourself that this was enough. Reminding you that you were never meant to accept anything less than the greatest that you are capable of becoming. You were designed to grow, evolve, and transition into an existence that matches your true skills. You've been waiting for a moment when everything is clear before taking action, but it doesn't happen as you expected. Action typically comes before clarity, not the other way around. When you take a step with trust, even if you don't fully understand the path, you might start to see it manifest. This is how you move forward. You do not wait for clarity. Instead, you rely on the instruction you are given. To confirm your path, type 444, which is a leaked 9. This attachment has immobilized you, stopping you from facing the future. Giving up does not mean failure. That is, it includes making room for something more attractive to enter your life. You have received signs, nudges, and moments of revelation that have guided you in this route. None of these were senseless or random. They were part of the strategy I used to guide you step by step, even when you didn't fully understand it. Currently, these signs are combining to provide a more comprehensive picture of the required activities. When your decisions align with your deepest feelings, you must begin to believe in them. You have spent too much time criticizing yourself and seeking approval from others. This has prevented you from progressing as intended. When you align with me, you will develop a continuous sense of direction within yourself, removing the need for constant validation from outside sources. Occasionally, fear will try to reappear, as will old thoughts, aiming to seduce you back into a state of hesitation. That is part of the process. Nevertheless, you are not bound to give such ideas any weight. Despite your feelings of anxiety, you can proceed. The absence of dread does not imply courage. It is the decision to proceed despite this. You are being converted into someone who accepts change with confidence rather than avoiding it. This does not happen instantaneously. Rather, it happens with every decision you make to listen and act. The more you value alignment, the stronger that aspect of yourself will become. What was once difficult will gradually become easier. There is a future that differs from the one you have been experiencing. It is not perfect, but it is in alignment, which is the most important component. In such future, You are not constantly unsure of your direction or debating your choices. You move on with a sense of purpose, knowing that you are on the right path. You are closer to that version of yourself than you think. This place is not far from here. It's not unreachable. It is just on the opposing side of the decision you are asked to make. That's why this moment is so important. This isn't a talk about the distant future. It is about the decision you're making right now. Allow this awareness to remain even after you leave this moment. Keep it, carry it with you, and let it affect your future actions. The change for which you are being summoned is not temporary. It is a transformation in how you navigate your life. When you commit to that transformation, everything starts to come together in a new way. I am not requesting that you complete this assignment on your own. I am present at every turn, offering you support, encouragement, and a subtle reminder of the person you are becoming. You are not going into an unknown scenario without help. You are taking a set path. After experiencing periods of clarity, you tend to return to what is familiar. You feel inspired and prepared, but you gradually return to your previous patterns without recognizing it. This pattern must be broken, as it has kept you from fully interacting with the opportunities that await you. This instance will be recognized from all others that came before it by its consistency. Enter 666 to confirm the modification. It is critical that you begin to approach your decisions more intentionally. Every decision you make, no matter how insignificant it may appear, has a big impact on your life. When you behave without thinking, you fall back into old patterns that get you nowhere. However, when one acts with aim, even the most insignificant deed becomes meaningful and influential. Maintaining alignment requires discipline, which cannot be overlooked. Discipline is not about coercing oneself into doing something one does not like. It entails selecting what you are certain is correct, regardless of the difficulties it may cause. It's about following the instructions and avoiding distractions. You have got clarity, but it is now your responsibility to safeguard it. The world around you will remain in its current state, full of distractions, viewpoints, and bustle that can easily divert your focus. Failure to keep concentration will cause your thoughts to wander without your knowledge. This is why it is critical to be intentional about the content you allow into your life and brain. Stay concentrated by entering 111. You will have challenges in the future, but they will not be negative. Instead, they will strengthen you. These moments will demonstrate your commitment to the changes you are implementing. In order to avoid the inconvenience of growth, you may be tempted to revert to a condition of comfort. However, if you stick to your resolve, you will notice that those times are not obstructions. Rather, they are indications that you are moving in the right way. You must also learn to be patient with yourself. Change is not an immediate process, and it is impossible to expect to convert into a completely different person overnight. It is critical to continue your growth, regardless of the seeming insignificance of the measures. Your path is currently changing, and progress is measured in terms of direction rather than pace. Maintaining consistency will help you gain confidence. It will not come from external affirmation, but from realizing that you are on the right path. That confidence will help you stay calm during times of uncertainty. You've spent too much time looking for solutions that aren't within you, seeking affirmation and direction from others who don't truly understand your journey. I encourage you to focus inward and pay greater attention to the advice I am giving you. As a result, you will gain a deeper sense of confidence. Your focus should also be simplified. You've been attempting to complete an excessive amount of activities at once, distributing your energy in various ways. This has hampered your capacity to see progress and created a sense of being overburdened. I am asking you to focus on the things that are truly essential and to devote your attention to those that are aligned with your goal. Simplifying your focus lays the groundwork for future growth. You remove unnecessary distractions and allow yourself to advance with clarity. This does not suggest that your life is meaningless. It suggests that it is purposeful. Rather than being motivated by habit or impulse, each action you take becomes purposeful. Additionally, you are encouraged to believe in the process. Despite the lack of quick results, there will be times when it appears that nothing is changing and your efforts seem little in comparison to your expectations. However, those times are part of the journey and have an impact on you in ways you are unaware of. The changes you're making right now are laying the groundwork for future improvements. It takes time and consistency to build a solid foundation. If you rush the process or become disheartened too early, you risk jeopardizing the integrity of your construction. Maintain your calm, be patient, and believe that your acts are significant. You are not walking this route alone. My presence is with you at all times, regardless of whether you recognize it as such. I am aiding you at quiet moments, giving you a sense of fortitude that may not be obvious. I am consistently present, and I am always there to help you. This is the point at which your dedication becomes real. Not just in words or feelings, but in actions. The activities you take after this point will determine whether you continue to advance or regress to a condition that you have already outgrown. This awareness includes responsibility, which must be fully accepted. It is impossible to predict different outcomes when returning to the same attitude. It is difficult to reject the knowledge you have gathered and continue to believe that things will improve on their own. Participation is crucial for progress, and you are encouraged to actively pursue the life you desire. Type 1313 to claim your new beginnings. You have spent a significant amount of time reacting to life rather than guiding it. You let emotions, events, and the opinions of others affect your decisions. This created a cycle in which you always felt like you were catching up and attempting to correct previous mistakes. You are currently being encouraged to shift your path of action by acting with intention rather than response. You now have a sense of clarity that was before lacking. Although it may not be comprehensive, it is adequate for you to proceed. You do not need to have all of the details sketched out in order to proceed. You merely need to apply what you currently know to open the road for further understanding. It is critical that you gain confidence in your ability to complete tasks. In the past, you may have started initiatives with a strong feeling of purpose, but you may have lost momentum as time passed. This habit has left you feeling unsure about your ability to achieve meaningful transformation. However, this moment is unique since you are not relying exclusively on your own power. Your foundation is strengthened by your connection to a higher force. To show your dedication, enter 1414. There will be times when you feel challenged, as old behaviors try to re-emerge and draw you back into your usual patterns. These situations do not indicate failure. They offer the possibility to make an alternative selection. Every time you resist the need to revert, you strengthen the new path you're on. You will gradually lose the effect of those outmoded patterns. Furthermore, you must learn to better control your thoughts. What you think drives your actions, which affect your own existence. Allowing negative or restricting thoughts to dominate your mind can have an unforeseen impact on your decision-making. I encourage you to become more conscious of your ideas and to choose thoughts that are in line with your aspirations. Consistency is a power you are only beginning to understand. An occasional endeavor does not transform your life. It is the intentional repetition of behaviors over a long length of time. Committing to consistent movement, even in little ways, results in building momentum that is difficult to stop. Even in the face of uncertainty, momentum will carry you onward. Furthermore, you are being asked to abandon your expectation of immediate results. You have been trained to anticipate rapid transitions and produce immediate benefits from your efforts. However, the shift you are embarking on requires patience. It is more profound, lasting, and significant than any event that occurs quickly. A part of you still fears failure, and this fear has slowed your growth more than you realize. It has caused you to vacillate, second-guess, and sometimes delay from taking action at all. However, failure is not as simple as you may think. This is not the conclusion. This is a developmental stage. By changing your attitude toward failure, you remove one of the most major barriers to your growth. You are being told to focus on progress rather than perfectionism. Perfection will always be impossible, and attempting to obtain it will result in feelings of frustration. On the other hand, improvement can be made every day. Each tiny step forward puts you closer to the life you were meant to live. Furthermore, it is critical that you form ties with people that promote your progress. This does not necessarily imply changing the people in your life. Rather, it requires being cautious about the factors that shape your perspective. Your orientation is influenced by the stuff you consume, the conversations you have, and the surroundings in which you spend time. It is critical that you choose influences that promote rather than impede your development. This may require you to detach from situations or activities that are no longer advantageous. That is not a loss. Rather, it is a necessary adjustment to guarantee that you are on track with your future goals. You are not being asked to adopt the identity of another person. Rather, you are being encouraged to become more of your own self. The version of yourself that is intentional, focused, and aligned has always existed. It has been veiled by layers of distraction, fear, and uncertainty. These layers are currently being peeled, revealing your actual potential. This is the point at when your metamorphosis becomes visible not only to you, but also to people around you. Others will notice a shift in your energy, conduct, and perspective. Some people will be inspired, while others may not get the notion. However, this is not your duty. It is critical that you focus your attention on your own trajectory. You have all of the resources needed to advance. The awareness, guidance, fortitude, and opportunity are all there. The current emphasis is on how you deploy them. This is the time to put your dedication to the test, not with words, but with acts. Your natural tendency is to have a sense of fortitude during such occasions, only to progressively lose that fortitude when you return to your normal routine. The world around you does not change immediately, giving the appearance that nothing happened. However, it is critical that you understand that the transformation begins with you. When you integrate this awareness into your daily life, it transforms your external reality. To stay informed, type 1515. You must take a determined approach to the start of each day. The manner in which you begin your day sets the tone for all that follows. If you start with distraction or negativity, you'll keep that energy. However, if you start your day with clarity and purpose, you will be able to navigate it smoothly. There are simple habits that can be implemented to keep you connected to this direction. Taking a moment to meditate, center your thoughts, and remind yourself of your goals can make a big difference. These seemingly tiny behaviors may appear insignificant, but they gradually provide the groundwork for your progress. It is equally critical to examine your reaction to setbacks. There will continue to be difficult moments and circumstances that will put your patience and concentration to strain. In those cases, you are faced with a decision. You have the option of responding in the same way you have always done, Or you can respond differently by applying what you have learned. Type 1616 to keep your strength. By choosing to respond with intention, you begin the process of altering existing patterns. You prove to yourself that you are not confined by your prior behaviors. This boosts confidence and validates the new path you're taking. Each alternate decision you make improves your ability to keep moving forward. It is very normal to suffer exhaustion or a lack of motivation. It is not expected that you would always feel strong. It is critical that you do not allow your emotions to entirely block your progress. Even when you're feeling tired, you can keep moving forward. Furthermore, it is critical to have the ability to recognize progress, even when it is not immediately obvious. Growth does not always appear as large, dramatic transformations. It often manifests subliminally, such as in how you think, respond, and make decisions. Acknowledging these changes reinforces your commitment and acts as a reminder that you are making progress. It is critical that you stay focused on what is truly important. It's easy to become focused with hobbies that don't help one's development. You may realize that you are lured to activities or behaviors that take your attention away from your goal. When this happens, it is necessary to gently shift your attention to the important topics. You are not being expected to lead a perfect life. Rather, you are being asked to live a purposeful one. Intentional living means making decisions that align with one's values and overall direction. It requires acknowledging one's activities and accepting responsibility for the path they are on. Additionally, it is critical that you protect your energy. Some things do not deserve your emotional investment or attention. Your time and energy are limited, so you must make the most use of both. Allowing yourself to be overwhelmed by needless interruptions undermines your ability to concentrate. It is critical that you set boundaries, even if they are first disturbing. These boundaries are not intended to exclude anyone, rather they are designed to protect your development. They allow you to keep the clarity you've gained and make room for what really important. You have been given the opportunity to radically alter the trajectory of your life. The decisions you are making now will have an impact on your future. The future is not predetermined. It's influenced by your choices, activities, and dedication. Each step you take in alignment puts you closer to that goal. It is critical that you be patient and have faith that the process is going as planned. Occasionally, you may feel lethargic and question whether you are making any progress. During those times, remind yourself that progress takes time and that lasting change is gained via consistency. You're not alone in this attempt. I am at your side at all times, offering you with advice, support, and fortification. My presence is constant, helping you forward even when you are unable to notice it. This is the point at which your awareness must be put into action in your daily life. It is not enough to understand the essential adjustments, one must also implement them. This procedure brings about transformation. There's a difference between living with purpose and feeling inspired. Purpose is a daily decision, whereas inspiration is transient. You have been inspired on few occasions. Nonetheless, you continue to follow the same patterns. This period must be special because you are not just experiencing something, you are grasping it. Your actions must now be directed by that understanding. Type 1717 will stay purposeful. It is critical that you create a framework in your life that promotes personal growth. In the lack of structure, habit and distraction will shape your days. Structure does not limit you. Rather, it guides and liberates you by directing your energy. The confusion that has been inhibiting your success is gone when you recognize what is important and constantly act on it. Furthermore, it is critical that you raise your awareness of how you spend time. Time is one of the most valuable assets one has. Unfortunately, it is typically used without thought. You've allowed moments to pass without recognizing their significance. You are now being summoned to allocate your time in a way that aligns with your ultimate goal. It is not necessary to fill every moment with activity, but you must be mindful of the actions you are performing. Even the most routine moments become significant when you pick your actions with purpose. This is the first step in constructing an existence that is consistent with the direction you are following. To acknowledge your time, please enter 1818. There will be times when you want to revert to your prior behaviors. This is a result of the procedure and does not signal that you have failed. It is critical to examine your response to these conditions. By admitting the attraction and choosing to move forward rather than withdraw, you strengthen your commitment. Additionally, it is critical that you have the ability to forgive yourself for past mistakes. Remaining remorseful or regretful will inhibit your advancement. Those experiences were part of your path and shaped the level of awareness you now have. Allow them to depart so that they can progress without undue stress. As you remain consistent, a peaceful confidence will emerge within you. This certainty isn't overly pompous or noisy. It's steady and solid. It is the outcome of knowing that your activities are in line with your mission and honoring your journey. You have been gifted the ability to radically alter the trajectory of your life. This is not a matter to be taken lightly or disregard. Every decision you make has an impact on the life you are building. When you act with intention, you accept responsibility for the outcome. However, it is equally critical that you stay connected to the things that motivate you. You've felt a hunger for something greater, a belief that your life may be improved. That aspiration is not arbitrary. It is part of your motivation. When you lose sight of it, you may feel immobilized or unmotivated. It is critical that you constantly remind yourself of that desire. Keep it in your mind and let it impact your behavior. It is easier to make decisions that are consistent with one's mission when one is still connected to it. You are not expected to complete each assignment completely, but you must retain your dedication. Moments of uncertainty and doubt are overcome by commitment. It is the force that pulls you forward, even when your progress appears to be slow. Obstacles will inevitably arise along the route. These challenges are not meant to stymie your growth, rather they are meant to strengthen you. When you confront them with your newfound insight, you will react differently than before. Furthermore, it is critical that you practice patience as you grow. Change will take time, and the consequences will not be quick. According to God, I only need 2 minutes of your time. Angels are talking about your body because of a significant event. It is critical that you not disregard this. Please pay attention to me at this moment. Please do not scroll away, child. Avoid allowing your heart to become rigid. You are unaware that you are in close proximity to an event with the potential to change your life. This is not an opportunity to squander. This is not a normal day. Heaven is agitated. The angels are currently uttering your name in response to an unseen, urgent, and sacred event taking place within your body. If you leave now, you may miss out on the breakthrough you've been hoping for. Stay until the end. Please remain and allow me to address aspects of you that others do not see. If you believe I am conversing with you, please respond with the word Amen. This is a warning, but it is not meant to cause fear. This is my mercy, and it is rapidly approaching you. This is not the way I communicate with all people. I am reaching out to you because your name was mentioned among the angels. Your body, your very flesh, is under spiritual attack, You've been experiencing symptoms like sudden weakness, unusual heaviness, and unexplained pains or fatigue, which medical professionals can't fully explain. This was not an arbitrary decision. This is not negligible. The calling I have placed on your life is why you are being targeted. The enemy has observed my plan for you. He is aware of the miracles, testimony, and healings that I will perform during your lifetime. This is why he is attempting to undermine your physical abilities before completing your mission. This isn't just illness. This is an example of spiritual conflict. Please do not disregard my message. I will not let you be overtaken. I will see that your body does not fail while your destiny is intact. I will fight for you because you are mine. You are not overlooked. I've seen you in quiet tears. I've seen you pray in agony, unable to comprehend the physical processes occurring within your body. The physicians gave you a single explanation, but your spirit sensed something deeper. That was me. I was raising your awareness. I was attempting to awaken your spirit in order to keep you from disregarding the signs. I need you to stay alert at this time. I must inform you that this isn't just about physical recovery. It is about preparing your vessel to bear the weight of the honor that I am about to bestow upon your life. If your heart rate increases as you read this, it means your spirit is aware that I am speaking. Please do not disregard this matter. The angels have been dispatched to help you. They remain in their current location. You may feel tired, but you are not alone. Although you may feel isolated, heaven is watching over you. I am not asking that you achieve perfection. I'm not even requesting your strength. I'm requesting your attention. In just 2 minutes, I'll show you what the enemy intended you not to see. Your body is not simply made up of flesh and blood. It's a temple. I, the Lord your God, have chosen to reside within you. This is why your attacks are so intense. This is why you have been discouraged. The adversary is aware that I intend to administer a novel substance to you. He is attempting to deplete you and keep you from overflowing, but he will not succeed. If you believe that I am currently protecting you, please leave a comment with the number 1111. It is critical that you understand this matter thoroughly. This is not an act of retribution. This is preservation. I let the discomfort awaken you. I allowed the symptoms to focus your attention on me. This is not the end of your narrative. It marks the beginning of your awakening. I'm about to restore your strength. However, I need your confidence first. Put aside your pride, doubt, fear, and reasoning. Pay attention just as a child would to their father. I am currently addressing the underlying issues. Inflammation requires relief. Certain cells require realignment. Even as you open your heart to me, a healing process is underway. There is no illness that determines your fate. No diagnosis can undermine my authority. I gave life to your body for the first time, and I will continue to nourish it with my spirit. However, you must be ready to approach me at this time. For me to reach you, you must remain stationary for an extended period of time. Don't be concerned about the indicators. Do not become alarmed if symptoms appear. Use my words when interacting with them. Declare that you have been healed by my stripes. This is not an example of superstition. This is a sacred text. This is the agreement I made with you when my son endured every illness on the cross. He bore the burden of your pain. He communicated the illness. Therefore, why are you still carrying it as if it were your own? Return it to me. Please allow me to seize the object that is attempting to undermine you. I will restore you. I am not just your heavenly God. Currently, I am your physician. I am the one who bonded you in your mother's womb. I assigned a numerical value to each hair on your head. Do you think I would allow your body to deteriorate without intervening? I am here, child, and I am placing my hand on your heart, lungs, blood, nerves, and immune system. The power of my presence is securing every aspect of you that has been attacked. Denial should not be mistaken for delay. The fact that you did not witness instant healing does not mean that I did not hear your cries. I work in ways that are invisible to the naked eye. Healing is not always audible. It occasionally begins in the absence of sound, within cells, or within bloodstreams. It begins when your faith aligns with my word. I am now informing you that your recovery is beginning. It's genuine. It is currently happening. However, you must possess faith. Speak life over your body. Abandon the declaration of fear. Repeat my assurances despite your discomfort. You will see chains fall as you worship me despite your discomfort. Your body will be in harmony with the heavens. You will regain strength. Your mind will become clearer. Your sleep will be more profound. Your energy levels will increase. I have not abandoned you and will never do so. I'm currently inhaling fresh air into your lungs. You've been selected. You are safe. You are safe. Do not let the enemy deceive you any longer. You are not experiencing death. You're not irreparable. You are not being penalized. You are in the process of purification. You're being fortified. What was intended to crush you will propel you into the next chapter. I am not finished with your story, and neither is your body. The angels' conversations are not casual. The gathering of people to discuss a single individual suggests that heaven is the focal point. They are currently discussing you, regarding your recovery, regarding your assignment, regarding the upcoming changes in your household. The illness was meant to undermine your faith and divert your attention. However, it is strengthening our bond, which is why you will win this conflict. This moment should not be overlooked. Please avoid scrolling past my voice. Stay in this place. Remain in my presence. Allow these words to enter your soul rather than just touch your eyes. The healing process is moving quickly right now. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead is within you. And the power is not silent. It is currently moving through your body. Have faith, confidence, acquire, not only in your spirit, but also in your physical being. I am aware of how long you have been considering the inquiries, the suppressed concerns about your health. I'm aware of the test results you withheld, the symptoms you attempted to ignore. However, I, the Lord, examine all aspects of you. I'm aware of both the concealed and the visible. I was aware of the source of the pain before you were able to articulate it. This isn't just a physical conflict. It is a struggle to find your calling. Your health has been jeopardized because your mission is harmful to the underworld. The enemy does not pursue those who remain inactive. He targets people who have anointing. This is why your name has been whispered in heavenly places. The angels are not passive observers. They are actively fighting on your behalf. They have circled you because of your markings. This is why the enemy has instilled fear in your body. This is why sleep became restless. The reason for the gradual decrease in strength. He wanted you to believe that your body was deteriorating. However, I believe your body is in the process of reconstruction. You are not weak. Instead, you are ascending. The apparent breaking action is in fact a reconstruction process. I'm removing anything that is no longer useful to the vessel I've built for you. Your entire being is undergoing meticulous restoration. I can see things that doctors miss. My authority extends to all cells. Every heartbeat echoes the rhythm of my care. You're not running out of time. You're not too far gone. Your jar continues to contain oil. I am about to instill new fire in your bones. Comment 222. If you are confident that this assurance is intended for you, my recovery often begins with relaxation. Not inactivity, but holy repose. The type in which you stop exerting yourself and let me bear the burden. I'm currently summoning you to that location. You have been attempting to determine the source of the problem. Investigating, researching, and fretting. However, the process of healing does not begin with fear. It begins with faith. Abandon responsibility. Establish the inquiries. Kindly return to me. Not only do you pray, but you also pay attention. Allow me to instruct you on how I intend to care for your body. Yes, I heal in a miraculous way. However, I also use discernment in my leadership. I am requesting that you change some details. I am gently encouraging you to give up certain habits. Foods that have died. Thoughts that quietly drain you. I do not want to condemn you. I invite you to join me in this healing process as a partner. I consider your body to be my temple. Additionally, I want it to be finished. Not just surviving. Thriving. Radiant with fortitude. Radiant with tranquility. I am radiant in my own splendor. This moment is sacred. Heaven is currently present in your room. You may not be able to perceive it, but if you remain still enough, you will feel it. That warm sensation you feel in your chest is me. The sensation of your heart lifting represents the movement of my spirit within you. You have been asking, God, are you still with me? Here is my response. I did not leave. I never averted my gaze from you. I stood by your bed and whispered peace to you, even when you were at your most vulnerable. I was there when your body trembled. I kept you safe from the fear that crept in late at night. I was in charge of your future when the enemy informed you that you would not recover. I have not changed my opinion of you in any way. I've continued to choose you. I will continue to use the same one. I will continue to elevate and revitalize the individual in front of those who thought you were finished. The following needs to be stated explicitly. You have not yet finished the task. This is not the end of your narrative. Your energy will return. Your sleep will be restored. Your concentration will be improved. Your blood will return to its original state. Your respiration will become more stable. Your muscles will be strengthened. This is due to my identity, not yours. I'm the same God who raised the dead. The same God who has restored sight to the visually impaired. The same God that cleansed the leper. I am not indifferent to your pain. I'm joining you in this endeavor. I'm advocating for you. You will be healed in ways you have not previously prayed for. A new anointing is becoming agitated within you. It is not intended solely for ministry. It's necessary for survival. It's intended for restoration. It is your responsibility to enjoy the fullness of life. Wellness, serenity, and significance. The anointing is not purely spiritual. It's also tangible. I made the body, and I'm concerned about how you feel in it. I'm concerned about every ache, tightness, and drop of fatigue. And if it is significant to me, it suggests that you are not meant to carry it alone. I notice you are wary of the medication you are currently taking. I observe appointments that cause more confusion than clarity. I see your tears as you realize we don't know what's causing the problem. I have a thorough understanding of the subject matter but have yet to complete my work. I have the ability to heal what others were unable to understand. I am looking into what others have dismissed. I am capable of observing every detail of your anatomy. Furthermore, there is no assault so severe that I cannot overcome it with a single word. Declare your faith in this healing by leaving a comment with the number 333. Faith is unlocking doors. Some of you are currently experiencing a sensation of warmth, tingling, or lightness that you haven't felt in weeks. That's not an accident. My hand is shown there. I am involved in a genuine, tangible endeavor. Although it may not always be viewed as dramatic, it will endure. I'm not just alleviating pain. I am in the process of reassembling your system. I am sending angels to intervene in areas where surgeons are unable to reach. I'm exhaling in response to the medication's limitations. You are in the process of regeneration. And no, this does not mean that the conflict will not continue. I am eternal, whereas the enemy is persistent. He comes with the intention of stealing, killing, and destroying, whereas I came to give you life. Not only does life exist, but it is abundant. This includes your body, your movement, your capacity to serve, your ability to create, your joy, your ability to wake up pain-free, and your early mornings without fear. That is the item I'm restoring. Continue to maintain your grip. Continue to proclaim healing. Stay true to my word. This is not a naive sense of optimism. This is the divine truth. I will not disappoint you. I won't abandon you. I will not leave your recovery on an incomplete note. I finished what I began. Furthermore, I have started a powerful process within you. It's not arbitrary. It is not transient. It is considered sacred. You are in the midst of a sacred, hidden, and divinely appointed entity. You have been experiencing fatigue. It is not only physical. It is a spiritual weight that is putting pressure on you, attempting to keep you from standing on the foundation that I am building within you. You've considered the pivotal question, why now? What is the reason behind my body? What's the cause of this sudden pain? Because, child, the season you are entering requires a strength you do not have in this world. Strength emanating from the throne of heaven is required. Something has to be torn from you in order to walk with that much strength. Fear, doubt, spiritual attacks, unhealthy habits, and even an internal belief that healing is impossible. I am currently in the process of demolishing them. I am making room for the information that I am about to impart to you. I understand that you have grown weary of waiting. I am aware that you prayed for change, but it did not happen immediately. However, the facts are as follows. I wasn't just preparing for the healing process. I was preparing you to transport it. Because I want you to maintain the strength you've received. I wish for your recovery to be sustained. This necessitates not only the resolution of symptoms, but also a complete overhaul of your foundation. That is the essence of the moment. A transformation. Not only for physical, but also spiritual well-being. There is healing that goes beyond the superficial, prescriptions and medical reports. It penetrates the core of your being and rewrites the story that illness attempted to tell. You are not the person who is weak. You are not the only person who faces adversity. You are not the person who is disregarded. You're my child. You are the one that has been cured. You are the one who is delivered. You are the one that is preferred. It is time to start living up to your true name. If you believe that healing is yours, please leave a comment with the number 555. Your faith is substantial. Despite your physical discomfort, I was struck by your unwavering conviction. I noticed that you continued to worship despite the weight of your head. The way you continued to express life despite the overwhelming pain you were feeling. This is the kind of faith that inspires me. A quiet, steadfast trust, as opposed to a loud, showy faith. As a result of your trust, I am making progress that you will soon see. The enemy was after your body for a reason. Not because you are weak, but because you present a threat to him. You're carrying an object that threatens the darkness. When your health improves, your voice volume increases. Your scope expands. Your strength becomes unstoppable. This is why he attempted to silence you by infecting you with illness. However, I'm preventing him from speaking. My thoughts are more forcefully articulated than his fabrications. I'm dismantling every link he tried to weave around your nerves, organs, and breath. This isn't just a recovery. This is a triumph. There have been times when you failed to tell others about your situation. Despite your discomfort, you kept a bright smile. Despite your exhaustion, you continued to attend. I noticed that each silent struggle was recorded in the heavens. A single tear was not wasted. No nights of insomnia were overlooked. In addition, I'm responding based on my observations. I'm in the process of restoring. I'm reconstructing you from the inside out. I am not only concerned with your soul. I'm concerned about the health of your bones, heart, lungs, joints, hormones, muscles, and overall body. I am meticulous in all aspects. Some of you have been dealing with pain for a long time and have learned to accept it. Maybe this is how things will be for me, you told yourself. No, this is not correct. I did not write that narrative for you. Living in constant fear of one's body is not intended. You are not meant to live a life of waiting for the next problem to arise. You were meant to walk in a state of peace, strength, and vitality emanating from my spirit. I am the God of healing, my child. This remains unchanged. I'm not passive or distant. I am actively involved. I am deliberate. I continue to restore bodies in a way that baffles doctors, and I continue to touch them. Furthermore, I am not simply ameliorating the obvious. I'm rehabilitating the concealed, the exhaustion you are unable to describe, the tension in your chest, the cloud that surrounds your mind. These matters are not being ignored. I'm getting to the bottom of the problem and removing the shackles that have been impeding your progress for far too long. If you believe your restoration is currently underway, please leave a comment at 1212. It is critical that you understand that your body is not permanently damaged. Your system is not significantly degraded. I created you with insight. I possess the ability to restore you through the use of power. There is no organ that has been severely damaged. No pattern is too profound. I don't think any diagnosis is too definitive. I do not operate within the bounds of human limitations. As I speak, the situation begins to change. I am currently in the process of bringing life into every cell, tissue, and pathway in your body. Your reading as healing is released. I am motivated by commitment rather than emotion. Is it true that a 9-word ritual can lead to financial independence? This is a covenant for revival, strength, and life. Your health is about to undergo unprecedented changes. Unexpected tranquility. Unanticipated simplicity. A new source of energy. Wounds are healing. The discomfort is decreasing. Mental cleansing. Everything is possible under my name. I will do it for both your relief and your testimony. Others will notice you and ask, "What happened?" You will respond, "God intervened." Mercy occurred. Healing occurred. I am not merely preparing you for a better future. I'm creating you with a specific purpose in mind. There are certain tasks that require a strong body, a clear mind, and a steady heart. As a result, I am doing more than just saving your life. I'm directing it toward its intended destination. I am releasing the type of health that allows you to love fearlessly, build, create, and run. That is the environment you are entering. This suffering is not the end. This is not the source of your downfall. This is the entrance. It is guiding you right into my grasp. The reason you felt such intense pressure is that the breakthrough is near. Your decision to believe, despite the pain, brought you closer together every day. Every time you praised me while I was in pain, heaven seemed to get closer. The angels are no longer just speaking, they are now moving. They are acknowledging my authority over your life. I simply require your presence. I will provide you with the necessary assistance during this time. When your strength is depleted, I will help you ascend. I'm not just observing the conflict within your body. I'm at odds with you. Your body is currently being touched by the same hand that split the Red Sea. The same voice that calmed the storm now speaks peace over your mind, organs, and sleep. You have worked hard to demonstrate courage. Despite your desire to weep, you have maintained a smile. Your behavior was satisfactory when you were anxious about your internal state. I noticed that. I noticed every moment of silence. You always persisted despite your body's pleas for rest. I'm no longer asking that you carry this alone. Allow me to retain it. Allow me to provide you with fortitude that you do not possess. I am determined to stop this illness from taking your life. I will not let this condition define you. I will not let what was meant to cause harm have the final say. You are not overlooked. You are not neglected. Even if others around you don't understand your situation, I do. I was present at the start. Since then, I've always been present at that location. You were never alone when you encountered this situation. Furthermore, you will not emerge from it alone. Step by step, day by day, breath by breath, I am with you. And soon you'll realize that the very thing that was supposed to break you became the bridge that drew you closer to me. If you know that I am still with you, please leave a comment with the number 777. I require your understanding of a specific topic. The state of your body is more than just about your health. The subject is your destiny. The enemy will not waste time attacking someone who has no future. He targeted your body because I had shown favoritism for your future. In addition, I have yet to reveal the objective. You faced resistance for a reason. The enemy intended to wear you down with discouragement and confusion for a reason. If he couldn't connect with your spirit, he tried to slow you down with your body instead. However, I am reversing each assignment sent in order to limit you. I retract all statements that are harmful to your health. I'm reclaiming what the enemy tried to take. Your thoughts will no longer be troubled, no longer burdened by the uncertainty of what might happen next. There will no longer be any anxiety about the unknown. That is not something I came up with. I do not cause fear. I provide tranquility. My unwavering love eliminates fear. Currently, my affection is invading every corner of your heart that was previously occupied by terror. You are not relinquishing control. Clarity is being acquired by you. You are not diminishing. The process of perfecting you is underway. I was working even when you weren't aware of it. I was moving, even when you cried out and no one responded. I don't always respond with noise. Occasionally, I find solace in solitude. I occasionally repair the damage that has occurred during the silence. The full picture may not yet be visible to you, but I assure you that the healing process has already begun. The transition is now underway. Even the discomfort you recently felt was not a hindrance. It served as an indicator that something was changing. Currently, several layers are being removed from you. Emotional wounds. Heaviness of spirit. I'm removing physical burdens that have been attached to your body for years. I'm not just alleviating symptoms. I am digging the soil. I am removing the seeds planted in you by trauma, fear, and deception. The healing process I am currently undergoing has been completed. When I restore, I do not leave behind stinging scars. My contribution is one of wholeness. If you feel completely healed in your heart and body, please leave a comment with the number 999. You have kept your word. You stayed by my side despite the pain. Even when you couldn't understand why you were suffering so much, you kept praying. You maintained your conviction. Faith of that nature is extremely rare. That kind of faith has touched heaven, and I refuse to let it go unanswered. I am responding to the prayers you failed to pray. People who whispered through tears. The ones you prayed for when you were too tired to speak but hoped I could still hear. I heard each one. I am in the process of responding. I understand the sensation of time passing with no discernible difference. However, please refrain from judging my movement solely on your visual perception. Faith can see things that the human eye cannot. Faith is aware that I frequently participate in such activities. I've done my most important work in obscure locations. I have already started a process that you are unable to observe. I am facilitating the introduction of peace. I'm facilitating the release of breakthroughs within your body. In addition to your health, I am preparing to restore your home. I am experiencing every aspect of your pain. It is time for you to resume your rest. A sense of calm is returning to you. Your laughter will return. You will no longer need to exert yourself throughout the day. You will regain your strength when you wake up. You'll be able to breathe without feeling anxious. You will eat without anxiety. You will confidently stand your ground. You will conduct yourself elegantly. It's becoming less oppressive. You are not required to choose the method. This is not your responsibility. It is incumbent on you to believe in me. The work is being done by me. I am in the process of rebuilding you, cell by cell, on an everyday basis. I never waste anguish. Every experience you've had will serve a purpose. Your story will inspire hope in another person. They will claim that if God has done it for them, He can do it for me. Also, they will be correct. Illness is not the end of your narrative. It is increasing in splendor. You are becoming a symbol of divine reversal, healing, and mercy. My love will be most evident in what appears to be loss. So it's time to say goodbye to the past. Let go of the anxiety. Discontinue the inquiries. I'm not finished with your body. Your objective is still incomplete. There is still more to be done. And it is not just about survival. I wish for you to thrive. I wish for you to walk with ease, joy, and wholeness. I want you to wake up with a peaceful heart. I want you to be able to walk comfortably. That is what I'm releasing. Although you may not notice it all at once, it happens gradually. I am not asking you to resolve all issues. I do not require you to demonstrate your abilities. I implore you to remain candid. Keep your hands raised, regardless of the tremors. That's all I require. Because the mind takes over when the body's strength is depleted. You have been bearing this burden for an extended period of time. Pain that persists. Persistent tightness. The sudden onset of fatigue. The nights in which your mind is constantly agitated. You have instructed yourself to persevere, to have strength, to ensure that others aren't concerned. However, I never asked that you carry this alone. I never asked you to act like someone else. I requested that you visit me. For all who are weary and burdened, my assurance was to rest, not to perform. I'm contacting you again, not just to rest, but to be rejuvenated. If you believe this is the moment for your restoration, leave a comment of 1010. I would like you to understand a certain concept. You're not cursed. You are not being penalized. The adversary has attempted to convince you that your suffering is the result of a mistake on your part. This statement is false. He desires that you feel ashamed. He prefers that you keep your silence. However, I arrived to stifle my shame. I arrived to shower you with grace. Your body was not shattered as a result of your failure. Your body is under attack as you approach an entity beyond your current understanding. Your future's weight has sparked spiritual opposition. However, there is no reason for concern. The opposition you face is incomparable to the people who support you. I am your advocate. I am the entity that possesses each and every cell of your being. Your struggle is not just observed by me. I enter it. I participate in combat from behind the scenes. I speak the language of healing in areas where no physician can provide answers. I apply pressure in situations where others have given up. My words breathe new life into dead places. Yes, I am currently engaged in that activity. You have been anticipating a physical transformation from your current position. However, my actions are far more profound. I am changing the environment in which you live. I'm gradually regaining the joy that had been slipping through the cracks of fatigue. I'm restoring your confidence, which has been eroded by fear. Pain has attempted to divert your attention, and I am reestablishing it. This isn't just about physical recovery. The goal is to regain your sense of wholeness. Spirit, mind, and body. The number of nights you spent lying in bed, staring at the ceiling and wondering if you'd ever regain your sense of normalcy. I was present. I kept an eye on you. I was protecting you from an unknown threat that was attempting to arise against you. The absence of certain events indicates my involvement. An illness that didn't spread. The condition did not worsen. The collapse that did not happen. These were not just coincidences. Yes, they were interventions. Silent miracles. Things will become clearer to you as time passes. If you know that God has been protecting you, please leave a comment at 1515. Let me remind you of your identity. You aren't vulnerable. You are not overlooked. You're not a statistic. You are a warrior in the spirit. You are the one I have chosen. I sing over you while the rest of the world sleeps. I am responsible for your upbringing. Not just to endure, but to excel. This healing isn't only for your benefit. It is for your call. You will communicate with people who are in emotional distress and they will be restored to their previous state as a result of the transformation that I am currently facilitating in you. You will no longer be expected to maintain a healthy appearance. Your destiny is to live in a state of incomprehensible tranquility. You will be free not only from illness, but also from the fear of illness. I'm giving you that. Not only will symptoms disappear, but so will peace of mind. The regaining of confidence in one's own body. The ability to live again without constantly anticipating negative outcomes. This is a change. A moment of divine transformation. In addition, I do not require perfect conditions. I simply require your approval. I simply need your heart to remain open. Do not let your past experiences undermine your confidence in my current abilities. The fact that it did not occur previously does not mean that it will not occur in the future. My timing is perfect, and you are currently in the middle of it. There is someone who requires this information. You've accepted illness as your narrative. You stated that this is the current state of my life. However, I'm here to tell you that this is not your true identity. This is not your inheritance. Your diagnosis doesn't define you. You are not forever bound by the circumstances that others have predicted for you. I am currently violating these terms. Their electricity is turned off. My word is more powerful, with the ability to bring healing, strength, purpose, and joy into your life. You are not particularly elderly. It's not too late. Years can still be restored. I am capable of completing tasks that appear to be beyond my ability. It is unnecessary to seek miracles. Their pursuit of you has already started. You are now being pursued by goodness and mercy. Although you may not notice it, it is happening. Heaven may be invisible to you, but it is in motion. In addition, you will testify. Not the constriction of your breath that occurs when fear enters. I'm aware of every detail. You may have learned to conceal it from others, but you have never had to conceal it from me. You are not required to maintain a healthy appearance in this location. I expect truthfulness from you. I am capable of transforming your pain into healing, which is why I am eager to learn the truth. You've had a challenging experience. I'm aware of that. I am aware of the sensation of your heart racing when you notice an abnormality in your body. I am aware of your efforts to remain calm in order to accommodate others, despite your silent weeping for answers. I understand the feeling of a wave of dread colliding with your calm with each new symptom. Please do not disregard my message. You will not be submerged by the storm. You will not be defeated in this conflict. The events occurring within your body will not result in your burial. You're currently being lifted. There's a reason I told you not to disregard this. The angels have mentioned your name because the events that are taking place within you are serious, but not without hope. Your current situation is not the end. It marks the beginning of something new, sacred, and transformative for future generations. The attack has been severe because of the strong call on your life. The adversary is concerned about the consequences of your full recovery and realization of your true purpose. If you are aware that you are entering a higher realm, please post a comment at 1717. Have you witnessed it? The time of the pain. It appears as you start to approach me. Just as you start praying more deeply, the symptoms worsen. The exhaustion increases as your worship becomes more genuine. This is not an accident. That constitutes warfare. The enemy avoids attacking those who are at ease. He seeks those who are in my presence. Those who pray despite their weakness. Intercessors who support others while dealing with their own pain. However, you are not alone. My presence is not just in your vicinity, It is an integral part of you. I have invested my spirit in you, implying that power resides in your bones. Your breath is a source of healing. Your bloodstream serves as the conduit for restoration. Don't ignore your affiliation. You are more than just a person battling illness. I will protect what belongs to me because you are a temple of the living God. I am currently transferring healing energy in waves. A portion of your body will feel warm. Others will notice a sudden relief from pain. Furthermore, some people will experience peace in their minds, which were previously dominated by fear. This is not a ruse. These aren't emotions. I'm the one in question. This is the movement of my hand. I do not require a hospital room to help you recover. I do not need a physician's permission to undo the words that were spoken. I simply need your heart to be open and surrendered. I informed you that you could not skip this message for a reason. This is your transitional moment. Your patience has been exhausted. Your suffering has been sufficient. You have asked, God, when will it be my turn? I'd like to let you know that you are currently on the road to recovery. You're entering a period of renewal. No, you are not leaving this encounter unchanged. I'm rewriting the story of your body with my own hand. Your bones will no longer feel pain without a legitimate reason. Anxiety will no longer be a constant on your chest. Your sleep will no longer be stolen. I've requested that the remaining items be returned. I'm instructing your organs to perform their intended function. I'm ordering the inflammation to subside. I am ordering that trauma be removed from your body's very tissues. Nothing is beyond my reach. If I create it, I can repair it. If you believe I am capable of accomplishing the impossible, please leave a comment containing the word Amen. I would like you to take a moment to reflect, not to be ensnared, but to remember. Consider all of the times when you doubted your ability to overcome a challenge. Nonetheless, you're present. This is not your area of expertise. That belongs to me. I was transporting you without your knowledge. I was whispering peace to you while your mind screamed in terror. That was me intervening spiritually to prevent further harm to your body. I'm no longer just halting the attack. I'm undoing the damage. The enemy thought he had destroyed something for the better, but I'm restoring it to its former glory. I refrain from completing incomplete tasks. I refrain from applying bandages and making you limp. I reconstructed it. I renew. All of my creations are from scratch. And yes, that includes your body. This encompasses your cognitive abilities. This encompasses every aspect of your being. I require that you make the necessary preparations. Certain people will be unable to understand what is happening inside of you. They will try to rationalize it. They will question your breakthrough. Don't let their lack of faith detract from your miracle. You do not need the permission of anyone to undergo healing. You do not need their approval. My voice is the only requirement. In addition, I have already spoken to you, recovered, entire, selected, guarded. You are not late. You're not trailing. You are not overlooked. You are exactly at the right time for the information that I am about to give you. This is more than just the healing process to improve your overall health. This relates to preparing your body to bear the burden of the blessings I am sending. It is critical that you have the fortitude to accept them. Therefore, I will begin with your physical structure. I'll start with your temple. I'm removing unnecessary items so you can receive the blessings you've requested. Is it feasible to attract money by saying a few magic words? This 9-word script which has been tested by Harvard and 6 neuroscience labs, shows that it is completely doable. People are using it from the comfort of their own couches, reporting unexpected bank deposits, debt resolution, and an improved quality of living. The duration is less than 30 seconds. However, this information will not be available for an extended length of time. Click to view the description and comments before they are permanently erased. You may have assumed that this was only a brief opportunity to read something reassuring. However, it is a divine appointment, a sacred transaction. My spirit has been energized by your continued presence in this location. The angels who are calling your name are currently enveloping you in healing energy. They are assisting you in areas that are not visible. The shift is not a figment of your imagination. This isn't a fake. An actual event is taking place. I do not want you to have another day of fear. I do not want you to anticipate negative information. I wish you could walk peacefully. I wish for you to awaken with confidence. I want you to be able to retire for the night without any concerns. That is the life I envision for you. Not only does eternal life await us in the future, but so does the fullness of life here and now. I am not simply transferring healing energy. Alignment is being transmitted. Divine order is being restored to the disorganized parts of your body. The inflammation is gradually subsiding. Confused issues are now becoming clear. You aren't just feeling better. You are nearing completion. You wept in privacy. You have asked yourself, why is this happening to me? You have felt betrayed by your own body. However, I'd like to let you know that your body is not your adversary. It has been the target of an attack. However, it has been able to persevere, maintain its balance, and remain upright in the face of adversity. I've also seen it go through difficult times. I've observed that your spirit is more resilient than your symptoms. This is also why I respect your faith. Your faith in me remained even when your body was weak. I stand firm in my conviction. I am aware that you have been asking for a sign from me. Something to inform you that the tide is turning. You have requested proof, relief, or any other indication that I am close by. This is the current sign in place. These words are not random. They're not generic. I'm addressing you directly. I am confirming the convictions that your spirit has been fighting to keep, despite the uncertainty that has pervaded your mind. You are not overlooked. You're not too far gone. I'm advocating for you. Your recovery is not being slowed because of my neglect. It has been getting you ready for the upcoming events. You will not only notice an improvement in your mood, your life will improve. You are not only receiving treatment for the present day, you are being strengthened for the future. Throughout your life, I will continue to write stories, introduce you to people, and take you to specific places. You cannot enter that future with a body plagued by fear or affliction. As a result, I will begin with the very thing that has attempted to restrain you. I'm converting it into a testimony. The enemy intended to divert your attention, impede your progress, and make you question my authority. He desired that your suffering harden your heart. Nonetheless, you continued to contact me. You continued to seek my presence. And that's what saved you. That is the catalyst that has caused the gates of healing to open over your life. Due to my refusal to disregard the believer's prayers, I don't ignore the anguish of those who worship through it. Your experience with pain does not make you weak. Your resilience is the direct result of your determination to stand your ground. Despite the fact that you didn't have all the answers, regardless, the symptoms persisted. That strength came from me, not from you. I'm currently in the process of renewing it. I'm replenishing the energy that the battle tried to drain from you. You will again feel the sensation of life in your bones. Your breath is full of joy. Your thoughts are tranquil. Enjoy a relaxing night's sleep. If you believe this restoration is genuine and beneficial to you, please leave a comment. 222. The deceptions that illness tried to implant in your mind are now being dismantled. You're not fragile. You are not an inconvenience. You are not someone who is perpetually ill. You should stop identifying with something that was never intended to define you. I refer to you as complete. I address you as strong. I address you as rising. Furthermore, the term I use to address you is more important than the diagnosis. In excess of all labels. Greater than any symptom. Even when you thought your body was failing, your spirit persevered. That is the point at which your triumph began. Your spirit and body will now align. Your body will no longer resist the spirit. Your joy will no longer be in conflict with your health. I am ensuring that your entire being, spirit, soul, and body, are in line with my goals for your life. I want you to be able to move freely. Not only from illness, but also from the perceived risk of illness. I want your first thoughts in the morning to be ones of optimism rather than anxiety. I want you to regain your energy, not just physically, but also spiritually and emotionally. I wish for your smile to return naturally. I want your strength to grow without fear of losing it again. You are entering the state of liberation. Even now, most people are unaware of what you have gone through. You smiled even when you were in tears. However, I'm aware. I've been there for every tear, panic attack, and late-night prayer. I also wish for you to have a deep understanding of something. I'm incredibly proud of you. Choosing to believe in yourself when everything inside you wanted to give up rather than pretending to be fine. That level of conviction is extremely rare, and I respect it. Your body may have survived a battle, but it is also about to bear witness to my victory. Individuals will notice your transformation. They will once again see the radiance in your eyes. They will ask about the circumstances, and you will explain that God intervened. Medication alone is insufficient. Unfortunate. However, divine healing comes from the one who created you. Even when the earth tries to pull you down, you become a living example of what it means to be held in heaven. You are not just eking out an existence. You excel at overcoming obstacles. The pressure you felt was not intended to make you crumble. It was meant to adequately prepare you. I used every moment of discomfort, setback, and perplexing report to improve a quality within you. This fortitude will now carry you forward. Now your faith will serve as the foundation. Your new normal will be tranquil. When you wake up in the morning, you will notice a shift. The transformation of your body. A feeling of lightness in your chest. The calmness of your thoughts. You are not imagining anything. It has already begun. It is genuine, despite the gradual progression. It is powerful, despite its quietness. I can't always send fire from the heavens. I frequently whisper healing into your bones, one breath at a time, every day. I'm currently completing this task on your behalf. When the answers didn't come right away, you didn't give up. You have decided to remain. You've listened. And now your spirit is ready to accept what has been waiting for you for a long time. The healing for which you have prayed is not imminent. It has already begun. Although you may not realize the full extent of it, the transition has begun. You are currently walking while witnessing a miracle. Your body has cried out for relief, and your soul has joined in. I've heard both. And I'd like to communicate this information to you directly. Your suffering is not insignificant. Every silent fear, sleepless night, and ache has been gathered in my hands. I've documented each prayer and counted every tear. There has been no oversight. Nothing was squandered. I've been using your weaknesses to strengthen your spirit, which is critical. You may not be aware of it, but I have been strengthening you with each adversity. If you are aware that God has never stopped watching over you, please respond with an amen. I fought battles for you in the unseen. I stopped attacks that never reached you. There were times when you thought it was just a bad moment. It was indeed divine protection in action. The acute pain subsided. Suddenly, the anxiety subsided. Despite your worst fears, the examination came back clean. These were not lucky breaks. These were the results of angels obeying my command over your life. The enemy would relish the opportunity to make you forget the extent of your progress. He wants you to concentrate solely on the conditions that have not yet changed. However, I'd like to serve as a reminder of the work I've already done. The current breath in your lungs, that is my grace. The fortitude to persevere, that is my spirit that resides within you. The tranquility that calms you at night. I'm placing my hand on your heart. You have already felt my presence. Currently, I am increasing my influence in your life. Your body is able to be repaired. Yes, it is fatigued. Certainly. However, it is within my capabilities. I created every component of you. I recall precisely how I founded you. I remember the feeling of being at full strength in your body. And this is what I'm returning to you. My breath revitalizes your muscles, in your immune system, into your bloodstream and nervous system. Even in the most profound areas where trauma occurred, a place where pain dwelled in silence, I will travel to that location. Furthermore, I am promoting healing in those areas. You stated, I simply wish to regain a sense of normalcy. However, I am not just restoring your previous state of equilibrium. I'm in the process of creating an improved product. I am providing you with divine strength. I'm releasing an inexplicable sense of calm. I am cultivating divine endurance. I'm ensuring that all of your body's systems are in perfect harmony. The world's statements were chronic. Temporary is the term I'm using. They were unable to withdraw their statements. I'm going the opposite way. Not by force, not exclusively using scientific methods. However, with the power of my spirit. If you believe that God has the ability to undo what doctors have declared permanent, please leave a comment. Avoid allowing fear to dictate your decisions any longer. Avoid allowing fear to dictate your future. I'm restoring your happiness. You will not have to endure discomfort on a daily basis. You will be unable to sleep while anticipating the next mishap. You are entering a period of repose. Allow your body to recover. Give your mind a break. Allow your heart to recover. This isn't because everything is perfect. However, this is due to the fact that I am flawless and own everything. Individuals may observe you and only see the losses you suffered during this conflict. However, I have seen the benefits you have received. Faith that is more substantive, a more profound understanding, a deeper connection with me. These are eternal entities. As a result of your perseverance in the face of adversity, I am now releasing more glory into your life. What you sowed in tears, you will reap in happiness. There is no vacancy in the waiting area. This has sown the seeds for a breakthrough. You're not fragile. You're not in disarray. You're currently undergoing reconstruction. I'm in the process of repairing the foundation. I'm dispensing my oil in every dry area. I'm releasing renewal in the same location where the enemy tried to spread disease. I'm bringing peace into the spaces where he tried to instill fear. I am enveloping you in angels where he tried to isolate you. You have never been more visible than you are right now. And yes, it is acceptable to continue to feel anxious. I never asked that you be fearless. I requested that you put your trust in me, despite your reservations. You are human. I understand the sensation of being inundated. That is why I sent my son, not only to save your soul, but also to accompany you through all stages of suffering. Jesus endured every kind of pain. He understands. Your recovery is not only possible, but also guaranteed as a result of his efforts. Others cannot understand the actions I am performing within your body. And that is acceptable. This journey isn't meant for them. It's intended for your use. Personal. It's considered sacred. Furthermore, you are not required to explain why you have increased your faith, even if you are in the midst of a conflict. You trust me because you know I am genuine. You can't be uncertain at this point because you've seen my hand several times. The next stage of your life will be distinct from the previous one. You will not repeat the cycle of fear, hope, sickness, and disappointment. The cycle has concluded. I am embarking on a unique enterprise. I'm disrupting long-standing patterns in your life. I am removing the roots of illness that have been planted by generations before your own. This will not be passed down to anyone. The agony ends with your presence. The conflict is over at this point. You are smeared with my blood. My angels surround you. I've kept my word to you. And nothing that is established against you will thrive. Not in your thoughts. Not found in your body. I am not a member of your family. You're moving from survival to wholeness. Your past suffering does not define you. My healing power has made an indelible impression on you. There are no delays in heaven. Preparation is the only option. I've been preparing your body for more than just recuperation. I'm bringing about a new beginning. This is not about going back to the previous state of affairs. This is about becoming a stronger, more resilient, enlightened, peaceful, and deeply ingrained version of myself. You will not simply endure this season. You will emerge with a testimony that will dispel others' fears, as well as clarity and joy. If you are ready to walk in complete peace and healing, please leave a comment with the word Amen. I have noticed that some days have been similar to climbing a mountain. You become aware of the sensation of weight before your feet make contact with the floor. The inquiries are addressed first. The tension. The examination of one's body for signs of impending complications. I am aware of the cycle. I am aware of the exhaustion that has occurred. However, I am now assimilating into your morning routine. I am changing the way you start your day. I'll speak peace where fear once spoke. I will offer solace in the place where pain once welcomed you. There will be no sense of conflict in your mornings. They will begin with a sense of calm and fortitude. You are no longer required to maintain your composure. That assignment is not your responsibility. At the moment, your sole obligation is to seek solace in me. I assure you that I pay meticulous attention to detail. I notice the peculiar discomfort that fluctuates. I'm aware of the sensation of numbness or pressure that appears without explanation. I understand your confusion over the distinction between reality and imagination. You are not imagining anything. I am confronting the spiritual attack that is being launched at you. Your body has served as a battleground. However, it will now be transformed into a magnificent sanctuary in which my spirit can freely reside. I want to restore your body confidence as well as your physical strength. I wish for you to let go of your fears about each sensation and change. I aspire to free you from the constant internal anxiety. The enemy has attempted to divert your attention with worry in order to keep you from recognizing the impending breakthrough. Make a comment with the number 333 to show that your faith is stronger than your fears. I'm exposing each and every lie he's told you. He told you that you were too fragile. I believe you are gaining strength from my position. He said that it was too late. I say that I make everything from scratch. He stated that you will continue to live in this manner. I believe you are currently experiencing recovery. He advised you to accept your illness as your identity. I assert that your true name has been redeemed, restored, completed, and protected. You are not held captive by the events that have occurred within your body. I care for my children, and you are the king's child. You may be tired right now, but that doesn't mean your recovery is far away. It implies that your body is still catching up to what your spirit has already realized, that freedom is near. I have started the task. I am currently relocating to locations that are not yet visible to you. Have faith in that. Stroll through it. Speak over your body in the same way that I speak over you. Please repeat my words, not those of fear. Assume that I am going through a healing process. The body is going through a process of renewal. I am expressing my determination to remain unshaken. Speak it regardless of whether you are experiencing it, because your words will synchronize you with my power. This isn't about sensationalism. This does not imply maintaining the illusion that everything is perfectly fine. This is about standing on the foundation of truth. It is permissible to feel the weight. However, it is not intended that you bear it alone. Every time you leaned on me, I lifted a burden you couldn't bear. I will continue to exercise. I will continue to hold my position. Despite your chaos, I maintain my composure.